The learning daily Nishmas Etta, Ahuva, Kelim, Perik Beis, Mishnah Gimel. We're continuing with Klicheres, where we learned the Mishnah Aleph that it becomes Tameh. Our Mishnah teaches us that sometimes a Klicheres cannot become Tameh. Hatayirin shebe Klicheres. The first case is a Tavla ein lo lazvez, that if it's a board, a Klicheres, earthenware board with no rim, so then it's Pshutei Klicheres. Pshutei Klicheres are tar, just like in Mishnah Aleph, we weren't at Kli Eitz, Kli Iyar, Kli Etzem, Kli Zchuches, Pshutein, Tahirin. So too, Pshutei Klicheres are Tahar. And this is learned out from someplace else, because Klicheres is a different halacha. It's learned out in Teres Kelim, that the Rash brings us, that the Pasuk says, El Teichai, we darshan Esheyesh Loi Teich Tamei, V'she'ein Loi Teich Tar. So if there's nothing that it could hold, then it's Tar. And this is going to be the reason for most of the cases in our Mishnah. The second case is a machta prutza, a pan or a griddle made out of earthenware that's used to grill with. So again, it's pshutei klicheres, it's tar. Avav shel kalain is a klicheres that's used to dry wheat, the tfu on it. So again, it's pshutei klicheres, and there's no beis kibel, and therefore it's tar. Shloimie is afal pi kfufin, afal pi mekablim. So this is also the same yisaid. It's talking about a gutter that it's bent over and it is mekabel liquid in it. But afal pikein, it's not meant to be mekabel the liquid. It's meant to transport the liquid, and therefore it's considered pshutei klicheres and it's tar. Kav she'osoi sal hapas. So now this is a different reason. This, the Rash speaks out, that has a base kibel, this thing. It's meant to cover a basket of bread. And even though it has a base kibel, since the tafkid is not for the Kabbalah, but it's rather used as a covering for a klicheres, so therefore it's tahar. The tafi she'eskinu la'anavim is a kli that be'etzem was made for a base kibel, but you're using it to cover over anavim. So the Rash says, "Hiskinu la'anavim kisha'osa boi shinoi maisei lechases boi sal shel anavim," and therefore it's tar. The next thing is chavis shel shaitan, is a barrel that's used to teach people how to swim. Again, it was not osei lekabbalah, and therefore it's pshutei klicheres and it's tar. Chavis tefuno b'shulei hamachatz is a chavis that's made as a wall for the base of a machatz. Machatz, the Rash teaches that it's similar to the press where they put the grape in the wine, and this is on the bottom. But the yisaid is that it's not meant to be mekabel anything in the chavis, and therefore it's like pshutei klicheres and it's tar. The next four cases is mamish mafurish in that Teres Kelim: mita, kisei, a safsel, and a shulchan, a bed, a chair, a bench, and a table. All these things are pshutei klicheres and they're tahar. The next thing is a svina made out of cheres. So this is actually a discussion in the Gemara in Shabbos on Daf Pei Gimel Amud Beis. The Mishnah over there says, Rabbi Kiva says, Minayin l'svina she Torah, and he learns it out from a pasuk that says, Derech Aniyah belev yam, that the boat goes in the heart of the sea. And there's a drush over there, just like the sea is tar, so too the boat is tar. And Hananya in the Gemara argues and learns it out from a sack, that a sack is metalta moli v'reikin. So the Gemara says nafkamina is cheres, because cheres has no shaychus to sack, like we spoke out in Mishnah Aleph. Kli Eitz, Kli Iyar, Kli Etzem is learned out of sack. Kli cheres is a different halacha. So therefore, if the vard is learning out from sack, then the svina shel cheres would become tameh. But according to Rabbi Akiva, that it's because it's learned out from the pasuk of derech haniyah b'leiv yam. That's the Tana of our Mishnah that held that that's why a svina is tar. It's because it's similar to the yam. Just like the yam is tar, so too the svina is tar. The next thing and the last thing in this Mishnah is a menorah shel cheres. Again, it's not meant to be mekabel, and therefore it's like pshutei klicheres and harei elu toirin. Zeh klal kol she'ein lo yitoich b'klicheres, ein lo yacharayim. If it doesn't have tumas klicheres, legabe being metama mitoiche, it's also not going to be metama me'acharayim. Because we spoke out in Mishnah Aleph that a klicheres also could be metama me'acharayim, which is talking about on the bottom of the kli, on the base of the kli, there was also an opening. And that opening is metama by touching it. But if there's no toich, then it's also not going to be metama me'acharayim. Mishnah Daled, panas sheyesh lo beis kibel shemen It's like a lantern that they put inside of it a nair with oil. So if it's able to be mekabel the oil directly, so then that's a base kibble, then it's tamei. Mishe'ein boi tar, because continuation from last Mishnah, it's pshute klicheres and it's tar. Similarly, megufas hayetzin shu peseach ba tahirin v'shu goymer ba tameya. The seal of that's used by a potter. So if it's meant to be peseach ba, to make an opening with it, so then this thing itself has no opening and therefore it's tar. But if it's meant to be goymer, that you put the kli on it after it's already nigmar tzurasai, so then it's tamei, because in that case there actually is a rim around it and there is a beis kibel. But the side is the same thing, that a klicheres that has a beis kibel is tamei. The last case in the Mishnah is a mishpach, a funnel, which is used to move the water. So if it's shabali batim tahar, because there's no beis kibel, sharoichlin tamei mimnei shehu shalmida. So the roichlim use it to sell, so they actually measure the liquid with this thing. How do they do it? They put their finger there, and therefore it catches the liquid. So then it is a beis kibel. Therefore it is tamei. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira. That's the words of Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira. Rabbi Kiva argues and says, mimnei shu mateo al tzidoi umeriach b'leikeach. He turns it on its side, and he smells it for the lekeach. The lekeach wants to know whether he should buy it, so he actually, even though it's technically the water would go right through, if you hold it on its side, it could be mekabel a little water, and that water that's mekabel, or that wine that it's mekabel, is enough of a base kabbalah in order to say that the klicheres is metame. The Rashi explains that Rabbi Akiva is being moisiv, that even if it's not shalmida, it's also going to be metame.